Okay, class, we are in 3.5 today. 3.5 is in your book, starting on page 182, graphing using slope-intercept form. So we have 3 vocabulary words of the day. We'll start with slope, which we defined last week. Slope would be defined as your rise over run. We use the equation, hopefully you all remember, but just in case you don't, to find the slope, we do the change in y2 minus y1 divided by the change in x2 minus x1. Slope-intercept form. We've talked about standard form previously. Standard form, ax plus by equals c. Slope-intercept form is exactly that. It is a form that tells us our slope and our y-intercept. So in this case, slope-intercept form, and it has to be in this order, y equals mx plus b. Your mx has to come before your b. M, the coefficient of x, is our slope. B is our y-intercept, defined as where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, moving along, we have the word parallel, which is a word I'm sure you all know. It's 2 lines that do not intersect. So they're running along but never intersect. Again, 3.5, we have one objective, one goal for the day, and that is to graph linear equations using the slope-intercept form. Prior to now, we've graphed by creating a data table, and we have graphed by using the x and y intercepts. Today, we're going to use y equals mx plus b, find our y-intercept and our slope. In your book, there's a key concept where they explain slope and y-intercept and parallel lines. So if you're unsure with what I've said, I would look in your books on page 182 at the key concept there. Here's an example. It too is on 182. I added the graph because I want you to see how to use y-intercept and slope to graph. It doesn't ask us. These directions do not require us to graph, but I want to give you an example so that if you are asked to do that, you would know what to do. The directions read, identify the slope and y-intercept of the line with the given equation. Well, they've been nice to us on this one. It is already in y equals mx plus b form. Y equals 5x minus 3. So my slope, the coefficient of x, is 5 over 1. I'm writing it as a fraction, so we can do our rise over our run. Remember, our run is left to right, our rise is up and down. Our b-intercept in this case, either use a colon or use an equals here. Do not use a dash. A dash starts to look like a negative number, and in this case, our y-intercept is a negative 3. As a coordinate point, x is 0, y is negative 3. So we can plot our first point, b. Our y-intercept is negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Here is my first point. I'm just going to erase that little one I put there. And now I need to use my slope to find my other points. It is 5 over 1. Both are positive. So it's both positive. That means I'm going right and up or left and down. I need them both to be positive. Run, I'm running over 1 and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my next point. Over 1, up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So from that, you should be able to draw a straight line. And this is the graph of the equation y equals 5x minus 3. Next example, identify the slope and the y-intercept. And in this case, I'm not going to graph it. It doesn't require me to. I just wanted you to have one example of graphing. So I have 3x minus 3y equals 12. Remember my goal, I'm just going to rewrite it, mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. So I need to get this 3x to the other side. So I am left here, these cancel, negative 3y equals negative 3x plus 12. Divide everything by negative 3. These cancel. I'm left with y equals negative 3 divided by negative 3 would be 1x. And then positive 12 divided by negative 3 would be negative 4. So my equation is y equals 1x minus 4. So my slope would be 1 over 1. And my y-intercept would be negative 4. Or as a coordinate point, x is 0, y is negative 4. We have one more example here. X plus 4y equals 6. So x plus 4y equals 6. remembering my goal, y equals mx plus b. So to get x to the other side, I have to subtract. I always like to write 1x. It helps some of you. So if it does, by all means use it. These cancel. 4y equals negative 1x plus 6. Divide everything by 4. 4 divided by 4 leaves me with y equals negative 1/4 x plus 6 over 4 in its best form would be 3 over 2. I prefer leaving things as fractions, especially the slope. Y-intercept, it's up to you. Slope in this case is negative 1/4, and the y-intercept in this case would be 3 over 2, or if you insist, 1 and 1/2. I've actually decided I am going to graph this one here, just to give you an example of graphing with a negative slope. So graphing with a negative slope, looking for my y-intercept, the first point I have is my y-intercept. My y-intercept is 1 and 1/2. So in this case, this would be 1 and 1/2 would be just about right there, okay? Using my slope is negative 1/4. So I am going to run 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down because it's negative a 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1. So this is what my line would look like. A negative 1/4 x plus 1 and 1/2.